àgbéga fàyè rí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wà ní pé bàtìbẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́. Ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àmìnira ní ẹ jẹ́ ká máa lépa. Tẹ̀síwájú ọkàn rere àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Olúwa dìde, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ gbogbo adúláwọ̀.
Ó sọ̀sọ̀kúsọ jáde nígboro ẹnu. Ó ní tíjọba bá attack àwọn bandit. Any attack on bandit, àwọn á regard it as a direct attack on Islam. Àwa Mùsùlùmí sì ń wòran. Olórí tí ń kó bá wa Mùsùlùmí, àsìgbọ́ àyà innamal mu'minuna ikhwa. Ọmọ ìyá ni wá, ọmọ ìyá ni wá ń bo, ọmọ ìyá ni bo. Fúlàní tó bá pààrọ̀ mi, àìsàn ọmọ ìyá. Kódà tó bá kírun kí kú wájú ẹ̀ sí mọ́lẹ̀, eléri bú ni, àìjọ́sẹ̀ Mùsùlùmí. Wọ́n ń pa àwọn èèyàn wa lókè ọdẹ, wọ́n ti wọlé Yorùbá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti wá rí tí wọ́n fa tẹ̀sùbá lọ́wọ́ tàbí tí ń kó tàdís lẹ́wà lọ́mọ ìyá ni. Tá ń lọ́mọ ìyá apààyàn? Eré kílẹ̀ yẹn ṣe tí wọ́n fi ń tu yàrá wọn.
I love this man like
you. Oyè ní Nàìjíríà yìí, ẹ̀sìn òye wa pẹ̀pẹ̀. Saudi Arabia ti ju Yamani ni nígbà táwọn ìjọ Ansaru tí wọ́n lọ àtáàkì ibi ilé-iṣẹ́ epo Saudi Arabia tí wọ́n tún lọ àtáàkì military base ti Saudi Arabia. Ṣé Saudi Arabia sọ ti ju wọn ni? Saudi Arabia gbógun dìde ní kò pé wọ́n Mùsùlùmí, wọ́n jẹ wọn run pátápátá ni. Àtẹ̀tí tí wọ́n àtẹ̀tí ń gbàwẹ̀.
Ẹ máa dákẹ́ ó pa kóòdì o.
Ẹ fẹ́ pa Saudi Arabia jẹ, ẹ fẹ́ bàlú àwọn jẹ. Wọ́n kọlu Yemen. Ẹ mọye Mùsùlùmí tí a pa ní bí Mùsùlùmí sí Mùsùlùmí. Ẹ̀yin wá wà ń bí báyìí, ẹ rìn jìnnà nú ayé, ẹ mọ̀ wá pariwo pé àwọn ọmọ ìyá wa tá ń lọ ọmọ ìyá apààyàn. Ṣé ìran tèmi pààrọ̀ tiẹ̀ ní tí wọ́n fi sọ pé ìran tèmi ni wọ́n pa? Ṣé ẹ̀ gba ní ìtàn ni wípé ní 1970 Saudi Arabia gbé náà ogun wojú Egypt, wọ́n jọ gbé náà ogun wojú ara wọn. Ebi ìlú Mùsùlùmí ni. Ẹ bá ní ìtàn ni. Ẹ gbọ́ wípé Saudi Arabia nígbà tí Iraq tó lọ annex Kuwait, Saudi Arabia ló gbówó jáde, wọ́n kọ́ ọmọ ogun jáde, wọ́n support America. Mùsùlùmí sí Mùsùlùmí ni. Ẹ̀yin ó sì wà níbà ẹ̀ máa pariwo ọmọ ìyá àti ìlú ń kọ́. Ọmọ ìyá ẹ̀sìn pàtàkì lóòótọ́ bí Islam ṣe gbé kalẹ̀. Àmọ́ bọ́bá ti di pọ́ ọmọ ìyá bá dà pààyàn, àìsàn ọmọ ìyá mọ́. Ká má pàdé mọ́ láyé kó kálukú lọ lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀. Ó sọ̀sọ̀kúsọ jáde nígboro ẹnu.
That Sharia is on our neck, and that is in the public space. 12 core northern states Sharia run. Now, can I ask you as I begin to close, which country in the world do you see two laws side by side running the country? Tell me any country in the world. The northern part is in penal code. The southern is ruled by criminal code. Two laws. And the only reason they have not pronounced Nigeria a Sharia nation, just one reason. They have not fully captured Southwest. And you have heard in the last few days, the Sharia fire in Southwest. Backed up from the Sultanate. An agenda is going on to Islamize this country. And it's not a hidden fact. To the outside world, Nigeria is a Muslim nation. Nigerian constitution is a Muslim constitution. Telling ourselves the truth, except we want to sleep. Please, I want it written down that God sent one of you to tell the truth. Whether we are going to be able to do it or not is left for us. But the truth is, except we put the sole of our feet in the governance of this nation, prayer is good, we continue to pray. Fasting is good, we continue to fast. Teaching moral is good. Let me just read this out to you. I have 1 minute, 36 seconds. Sharia is mentioned in Nigerian Constitution 73 times. Islam 28 times. Grand Qadi 54 times. Muslim 10 times. In the Nigerian Constitution of 1999, as amended, as they used to say, I told you that constitution should be trashed. It's a lie. There is no single mention of Christ, no single mention of Christian, no single mention of Christianity, no single mention of church. Then I ask you, is Nigeria a secular state? Is Nigeria a secular state? Constitutionally, Nigeria is an Islamic state. They have told us we need, our educational system is Islamized. I remember the problem in Kwara. Some of us remember the problem in Kwara when Christian schools were taken over. And they asked the governor of Kwara State, you get to a school of 48 teachers, 40 are Muslims, only 8 are Christians. And those 8 are to teach BK. You get a church of 60 teachers, 55 are Muslims, only 5 are Christians. Then they asked the governor, is this fair? He said, I know it is not fair, but that was what I meant. That was what I meant. That's what is going on, sir. Please, let's wake up. This also we ought to do without leaving the others undone. In addition to that, Sharia is on our neck, and that is in the public space.
Are you the one? Listen, you know the police one. Are you the one that will say paper? What? Show me that you are what? First of all, show me that government is everything.
Gbogbo ẹ̀ lọ ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi. Ìlú Nàìjíríà. Ìlú Nàìjíríà. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Bọ́lá Tinubu, mo yẹ fẹ́ràn ẹ tó. Mo yẹ fẹ́ràn ẹ tó wọn jẹ́ kó o gbétí. Àǹtí mi dẹ̀ ló máa fà á. Torí obìnrin ṣe pàtàkì fọ́kọ. Àǹtí mi ó ti jẹ sínétọ̀, ó ti jẹ ìyàwó president, ó ti ṣe ìyàwó gómìnà, ó ti kò sí nǹkan tọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ fẹ́ tọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ò bá, ó ti lọ́mọ, ó ti nọ́mọ ọmọ, ìntò wá ń wá ó ti kọ́lé, bó o bá fẹ́ jẹyin ò nílé ní wàá rí. Àǹtí mi, ẹ bá ẹ̀gbọ́n mi sọ̀rọ̀ Tinubu, ẹ bá sọ̀rọ̀ o. Àǹtí ṣé o rántí tẹ́ lọ sí òkè ọya lẹ́nu oṣù mélòó kan sẹ́yìn? Baálẹ̀ Fúlàní lásán tó ń pariwo mọ́ ẹ Tinubu 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 bí ẹ pé kó gé ẹ lórí dànù ló ń ṣe. Kò sí nǹkan tẹ́gbọ́n mi fẹ́ fọdún mẹ́jọ ṣe. Òkè ẹ jẹ́ ká wò báyìí àǹtí, ẹ jẹ́ ká wò bèlè. Èèyàn mọ ní Mandela. Lamẹ́ríkà ń bí president kan wà tó jẹ́ pé 4 years kò ayé ò lè gbàgbé ẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ kí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi kó fi góòlù kọrúkọ ara ẹ̀ sóòkan àyà ọmọ Nàìjíríà tán tí bí Abíọ́lá dà, Ṣàgàrí dà. Lánàá òde yìí nílẹ̀ ẹlẹ́ ń bí lánàá tó dàbí ìjẹta yìí. Nígbà tẹ́gbọ́n mi jẹ́ gómìnà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́, tọ́básanjọ́ ń gbógun tì. Ọbásanjọ́ ń dà lónìí. Níbo ló wà? Mo rí bàbá mi Ọbásanjọ́ ń gbé power bank kiri. Ṣé ẹ rí ọkùnrin tó wà ní fídíò tí mò ń ṣó yìí tó ń pè ń wíkẹ́ yìí? Kò sẹ́ni tó tẹ̀lé láyé àkọ́kọ́ máa support ẹni ẹ̀ tó bá wáyé àfẹ́ni ẹ̀ṣẹ́ lẹ́yà gbẹ̀yìn ni. Ẹ wo nǹkan tó lọ ń ṣe níjọba Tinubu. Ó ní ká tẹ̀lé due process ló ń sọ bí o. Ó ti gbàgbé òbítíbitì ilé tó ń rà sí Amẹ́ríkà káàkiri, gbogbo ibi tó ra nǹkan sí Amẹ́ríkà máa sís. Torí Amẹ́ríkà máa wá sí Nàìjíríà, kò sọgbọ́n tẹ́ ẹ lè dá, kò sọ́nà tẹ́ ẹ lè mọ̀, kò síwà tẹ́ ẹ lè, kò sí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe fẹ́ ṣe torí wípé ikú yìí ò dúró. Èyí tí Daniel Buhala tó ń kó bẹ́ẹ̀ gbọ́n mi gan ló pọ̀ jù tó lọ ń bá ẹ pọ́n irọ́ léwé káàkiri. Àwọn èèyàn játijàti wọ̀nyẹn tó jẹ́ pé torí nǹkan fẹ́ jẹ ẹ lé wọn kúrò níjọba yín ẹ̀gbọ́n mi. Wọn kì í ṣe èèyàn. Ẹ lé wọn kúrò níjọba yín ẹ̀gbọ́n mi. Gbogbo èèyàn yọ pọ́npọ́ di Trump. Ṣé Trump ló kó bá wa ni? Ìgbà wo ni Trump ṣẹ̀ wá? Ká ní pé Biden lọ́dún mẹ́rin, Trump tó kọ́kọ́ lọ́dún mẹ́rin ńgbà yẹn, ó ta nǹkan ogun fún wa, abẹ́ ti gbàgbé ni. Ó dẹ̀ pé Buhari pé mo gbọ́ pé ìpààyàn ń lọ. Buhari ní rárá, ó ní kó lọ stop. Ó dẹ̀ ta Super Tucano lẹ́sọ pé fẹ́ fi gbógun tàwọn agbésùnmọ̀mí. Àwọn Amẹ́ríkà àbí United Nations wọn ò lè lajú wọn lẹ̀ kí ìlú téèyàn pọ̀ sí jù láfíríkà kó kó sọ́wọ́ àwọn agbésùnmọ̀mí kò possible. Nígbà tán mú líìsì àwọn tó ń support àwọn pípò yìí tán ṣiṣẹ́ bíi tán mú líìsì ẹ̀ wá láti Arab Emirates. Ẹgbọ́n nǹkan tí Akéwùgbàjòdù sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn. Ẹnìkan ní ọmọ ìyá ẹ̀ máa gbọ́. Ta ló lọ́mọ ìyá olórí burúkú tó ń pọmọ ìyá tẹni ẹlẹ́ni? Òun ní Muslim ticket yín. Ibi tẹ́ ẹ bá wa délé lé pẹ̀lú ọ̀ràn Muslim ticket. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ẹni tó jẹ́ fáìsì ẹ Amẹ́ríkà máa gbé o. Amẹ́ríkà gbé ẹni tó jẹ́ fáìsì ẹ. Torí gbogbo nǹkan tí à ń wò nínú ìròyìn báyìí. Ẹ̀gbọ́n èmi fẹ́ràn ẹ o, Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ rọ́kàn mi. Nígbà kan ní kó kú ńgbà tó ṣubú ńgbà yẹn tó tà ń dìbò lọ́wọ́. Ó lóò ní kú, ó dẹ̀ ní hàn. Torí mi lè fi ilẹ̀kẹ̀ sí ìdí ọmọ Ìgbò àbọ̀mọ Fúlàní kò possible láyéláyé. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi, mo bẹ̀ ẹ́ o. Béèyàn bá wá bẹ̀yàn tí ò bá wá gbọ́, k'Ọlọ́run kó jọ kó má jẹ́ kí aburú ò ní gbẹ̀yìn èmi ń tèmi o. Mo bẹ̀ yín o, ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣọ́ra wa. Ẹ wo tútù Wíkẹ́ ń pa, ó ṣe bí Ọlọ́run l'Ábújá. Ilẹ̀ tó gbà Wíkẹ́, ilẹ̀ tó gbà fáwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ tó tà fún wọn ń kọ́, ṣé due process nìyẹn? Ilẹ̀ tó fáwọn ìran ẹ, fún àwọn fámìlì ẹ, fáwọn ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ ń kọ́, ṣé due process nìyẹn? Wọ́n kàn fẹ́ bàjọba ẹ̀ mọ́ Tinubu, wọ́n máa bàjẹ́ mọ́ ẹ lọ́wọ́, ojú ẹ̀ dẹ̀ máa jà.
Show me that you have an approval to build what you are building. It has nothing to do with I'm a vice admiral, I'm a lieutenant general. That is not it. We must work according to law. We must work according to law. So who? No, can you not tell like this? Don't tell like this. Don't you try this? I tell you like that. Don't try it. Don't tell me this. You're fine.
I am a small boy, but the commission of planning is very good.
Just come and convince civilians.
How do I face him? How do I face him? This is not professional. This is not professional. You can't be facing the minister of this. No, Sunday.
Ṣé rí Wíkẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn? Bàbá mi Adéwálé Sẹ́ríkì. Ṣé rí Amẹ́ríkà gan-an lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ tí mo sọ fún yín sà? Fresh news ni mo sọ yìí o. wọ́n ti ṣa orúkọ àwọn politicians governor àtàwọn wèrè tó sọ fún àwọn sultan whatever they call themselves wọ́n ti ṣa orúkọ wọn jọ wọ́n á sanction wọn sanction náà ti máa kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ dẹ̀ mọ nǹkan tí sanction míì ẹ lówó síbi kan ẹ fẹ́ travel then ẹ wá mọ̀ nǹkan tó burú jù ń bẹ̀ bàbá àwọn kan sọ pé Amẹ́ríkà kò lè ṣe ẹ kọ́ dáná ẹ̀bù ó lò ó lè yẹn Amẹ́ríkà we are suffering nation we are ta ló fún ẹ suffering ni àwa ọmọ ìlú aṣọ mi ti suffering ti wá sọ́wọ́ wọn Mr. Adéwálé wọn wá ń pa wá then wọ́n mọ tó máa blow mind wọn ṣe inú United Nations wọ́n ti sáìnì fún Amẹ́ríkà ti pẹ́ wípé tí ìlú kan bá wà tí ìlú kan báyìí bá ń ṣẹlẹ̀ kí Amẹ́ríkà lọ bẹ̀ Amẹ́ríkà dàbí ọlọ́pàá àgbáyé ni ṣé wàá mọ̀ nǹkan tó ń ṣe wọ́n tán sákìrìsà gbogbo owó tó ti kó jẹ gbogbo China tán bá dìmọ̀ gbogbo kàṣì tán wà gbogbo owó tó ti kó pamọ́ gbogbo ọmọ wọn tó wà ní iléèwé tó ti gbogbo wọn wá ṣàṣẹ wọn tá bá lè ṣàṣẹ wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn o ò lè rí lé gbé ní United Kingdom ti jáde lọ́rọ̀ tí mò ń sọ wọ́n ti support nǹkan tí Trump sọ ẹ jọ̀ọ́ kí ló wá yẹ kí Tinubu ó ṣe Mr. Seriki ṣé ó yẹ kó kí Wike máa ṣe gèrègèrè nígbà ṣé nǹkan tó yẹ kí Wike máa ṣe lákòókò tí nǹkan lọ lélẹ̀ ṣé ní ìgbéraga àwọn pípù wọ̀nyí tó ń ṣígbájú parun ìgbéraga. Baba mi Adéwálé mo ń drive lọ́wọ́ ó yẹ kí wá sọ mi mọ́ mo sì ó ní àtàlù
That's all that matters. I'm an offside, take to others.
So what? You had a who than me.
So I'm an offside, take to others.
No, that you take it.
Okay, Mr. General.
Okay.
You can't say no. That was
You can never follow
diligently.
no problem, sir. I'm only acting on my
If you
orders.
want to kill everybody, kill everybody.
We will not kill
You
anybody,
cannot.
sir. We will not. We will not kill anybody.
You put yourself in trouble.
We will not.
My friend, you see, what is that?
You cannot shut me up.
Tinubu ló ń pè ní àbíta ló ń pè.
You are my senior. You cannot even talk when I'm talking.
I have to reach you.
I'll be talking and policemen will be talking.
Hey, you are taking with us. You don't have any good.
I'm not to carry security to intimidate because you're an officer. Nobody does that.
We did not carry anybody.
The man took the Arab, we will not allow because he was chief of numbers, and then you to carry land.
Sir, everything was acquired legally.
Will you
And
stop
sir, you
that?
get the
Will you stop
Sir,
that?
I'm an officer. I have integrity.
Shut up, your mouth, put
Sir, I
yourself.
will not shut up.
Will you get out?
Sir, I won't shut up. Sir, I'm a
I
professional
was in
officer.
school, you're not in school.
Sir, you can't shut
Will
me
you
up.
keep quiet?
You can't
If
shut
you
me
take
up.
food,
I'm not,
It
I'm
took
not,
me
you have the
personal.
food.
I'm not a
You
fool,
think
sir.
I shoot anybody like
Sir,
that?
I'm not
Yeah,
a fool.
who are you?
I am not a fool, sir.
As at the time I graduated, you were in primary school.
I'm acting on orders.
Take for
You
which
can't
order?
call me a fool.
And this, you will see whether you love it here.
Sir, you can't call me a fool.
Go
I'm
and
not
open up your
I'm
mouth,
an
open
officer.
up
I'm not a fool, sir. I'm an officer.
You will have killed everybody here.
No, we won't kill anybody. We won't kill anybody. We are acting on orders.
Ẹni pé lẹ́yìn ìgbà tó receive call yẹn ló kórí burúkú ẹ̀ kó mbẹ́ yẹn. Ó wá fi kàrà mọ́ yẹn, ó fẹ́ intimidate ẹ̀, ó fẹ́ provoke ẹ̀. You are fool, you are this, you are not. Ó gbà tó ń ti jọ, wọn ti bí ẹ̀ ńgbà tó ń ti wà ní school. Kí nìyẹn ní í ṣe pọ̀ pẹ̀lú wípé ó pera ẹ̀ ní mínísítà? Ó wá lọ ń sọ̀sọ̀kúsọ. Wike wàá bàjọba ìjẹ́ má ẹ̀gbọ́n yìí lọ́wọ́ wàá rí. Because tó bá jẹ́ àwa ọmọ ìlú la ṣe lè sí àmì àdìgbàjúbò wa wọ́n ti lè kán ẹsẹ̀ ẹ̀. Tó bá jẹ́ ọlọ́pàá la ṣe lè sí àfìdí ìbọn ọkọ̀ ṣùtẹ́ nìyẹn. ìyìn tó ń dẹ̀ sọ ni wípé àwọn ń gbè fọba ni ọmọkùnrin yìí ó ní I'm an officer sir ó tún fi sàṣì I'm an officer I am acting an order bọ́n ṣe kọ́ wọn nìyẹn ìgbéraga pọ̀ fún mọ́ni nígbà tó pera ẹni minister of a whole nation the most populous nation ó ní wisdom kó mọ̀ yìí pé kó rán ọmọ kan lọ síbẹ̀ kankan béèrè tó bá béèrè kán dẹ̀ take interview kó wá padà lọ kẹ́ lọ fight at back torí pé o fẹ́ jílẹ̀ onílẹ̀ again bó ṣe ń grab ilẹ̀ onílẹ̀ lóru kó lè grab eléyìí èyí tó dẹ̀ grab fún àwọn ọmọ ẹ ta ló sọ fún ẹ pé àwọn ọmọ yẹn máa lo ilẹ̀ yẹn ilé Ṣàgàrí ta ló ń sùn bẹ́ẹ̀ báyìí àlùmọ́jìrí gan sákùn lè Ṣàgàrí torí wọn lè sùn bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́ kò meet standard mọ́tò tá a rà lọ́dún yìí ó máa di mọ́tò àtijọ́ lọ́dún tó ń bọ̀ ọba kan máa jẹ tí ò ní mọ Joseph ṣùgbọ́n gbogbo yín lẹ máa fẹnu fẹ́ra bí abẹ̀bẹ̀ ṣe é sọ pé ẹ ya olórí burúkú mọ́ ṣàǹfààní ni. kí ni bàbá mi Adéoyè ṣe o. It's terrible sir. Ó terrible bàbá mi. Hey, I don't just know. Èmi rò pé this is not the right time for Wike to be doing all these stupid things. Tó jẹ́ pé ìlú yẹn wà fragile burúkú báyìí. Ẹ ti ẹ̀gbọ́n náà. Tó bá jẹ́ pé àwọn Fúlàní tán wà successful tán jàjọba gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n ńbo ló máa wà báyìí. Ìyẹn lèmi ṣe ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ ìyàwó ẹ̀gbọ́n mi pé ẹ mọ ọ̀tá ìlú yìí náà ẹ má jẹ́ ká tanra wa ẹ mọ ọ̀tá ìlú yìí.
Including my humble self standing here, all the politicians in northern Nigeria in the last 15 years, we should be held accountable to what is happening in northern Nigeria in terms of poverty, unemployment, lack of education, lack of security. As of 2016, some of us that live here in Kaduna, and Northwest in particular, were not aware of anything called banditry, kidnappings, or insurgency. If there's anybody here who is aware of that, can also attest to the fact that as of 2016, not 2019, 16, there was nothing like kidnappings even in Benogwari. I can tell you that for a fact. What went wrong?
Come, let me tell you the major problem of Nigeria. The major problem of Nigeria is northern part of the country. Northern Nigeria are the major problem of Nigeria. If you want to see conflict, northern Nigeria. Rape, northern Nigeria. Refugees, northern Nigeria. Thieves. In fact, if you want to see thieves stealing on an industrial scale, come to northern Nigeria. Thieves fully engaged in primitive accumulation, come to northern Nigeria. In fact, I am from northern Nigeria. I am proud to be an indigenous of Borno.
Ó sọ̀sọ̀kúsọ jáde nígboro ẹnu. Ó ní tìjọba bá attack àwọn bandit. Any attack on bandit, àwọn á regard it as a direct attack on Islam. Àwa Mùsùlùmí sì ń wòran. Olórí tí ń kó bá wa Mùsùlùmí, àsìgbọ́ àyà ìnáma ni mú mi nù náà ìkwà. Ọmọ ìyá ni wá, ọmọ ìyá ni wá ń bo. Ọmọ ìyá ni bo. Fúlàní tó bá pàrọ̀ mi àìsọmọ ìyá kódà tó bá kírun kí kú wájú ẹ̀ sí mọ́lẹ̀ eléri bú ni àìjọ́sẹ̀ Mùsùlùmí kan. Wọ́n ń pa àwọn èèyàn wa lókè ọdẹ wọ́n ti wọlé Yorùbá bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti wá rí tí wọ́n fa tẹ̀sùbà lọ́wọ́ tàbí tí ń kó tàdís lẹ́wà lọ́mọ ìyá ni tá ń lọ́mọ ìyá apààyàn. Eré kí lẹ́yẹ ń ṣe tí wọ́n fi ń tuyà ara wọn. Àti sí ẹ̀sìn gbóyé ní Nàìjíríà yìí ẹ̀sìn òye wa pẹ́ẹ̀pẹ́. Saudi Arabia ti ju Yemen ni nígbà táwọn ìjọ Ansaru tí wọ́n lọ àtàkì ibi iléeṣẹ́ epo Saudi Arabia tí wọ́n tún lọ àtàkì military base ti Saudi Arabia ṣé Saudi Arabia sọ ti ju wọn ni.
Ó yà mí lẹ́nu.
Saudi Arabia gbógun dìde ní kò pé wọ́n Mùsùlùmí wọ́n jẹ wọ́n run pátápátá ni àtẹ̀tí ń kírun àtẹ̀tí ń gbàwẹ̀ ẹ fẹ́ bà lù tàwọn jẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ bà Saudi Arabia jẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ bà lù àwọn jẹ́ wọ́n kọlu Yemen. Ẹ mọ iye Mùsùlùmí tí ẹ pa ni bí Mùsùlùmí sí Mùsùlùmí ni ẹ̀yin wá wà bíbá ẹ̀rìn jìnnà nú ayé ẹ mọ̀ wá pariwo pé àwọn ọmọ ìyá wa tá ń lọ ọmọ ìyá apààyàn ṣé ìran tèmi pàrántì ẹni tí wọ́n fi sọ pé ìran tèmi ni wọ́n pa ṣé ẹ̀gbánú tán ni wípé ní 1970 Saudi Arabia gbé náà ogun wojú Egypt wọ́n jọ gbé náà ogun wojú ara wọn ebi ìlú mùsùlùmí ni ẹ̀gbánú tán ni gbọ́ wípé Saudi Arabia nígbà tí Iraq tó lọ annex Kuwait Saudi Arabia ló gbówó jáde wọ́n kọ́ ọmọ ogun jáde wọ́n support America mùsùlùmí sí mùsùlùmí ni ẹ̀yin ó sì wà níbà ẹ̀ máa pariwo ọmọ ìyá àtìlú ń kọ́ ọmọ ìyá ẹ̀sìn pàtàkì lóòótọ́ bí Islam ṣe gbé kalẹ̀ àmọ́ bọ́ba ti di pọ́ ọmọ ìyá bá dà pààyàn àìsàn ọmọ ìyá mọ́ ká má pàdé mọ́ láyé kó kálukú ọlọ́lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ó sọ̀sọ́kúsọ jáde nígboro ẹni ó ní tìjọba bá àtàkì àwọn bandit any attack on bandit àwọn àrígájẹ.
It's not about ransom. They just want to pass a message. We can come in. We can do what we need to do. And there are some hardliners in this government that are sponsoring this kind of narratives. They just want to show that they can Islamize this country. They think about Taliban. They think about the Mujahideens. And they want to replicate it in this country. And they don't care what happened. They simply don't care. As long as at the end of the day, there's Sharia and there is whatever thing they have in their head they want to achieve. So these people that are sending messages are sponsored by Nigerians. You remember this Boko Haram issue started since 2012. Yeah. And I was in the military intelligence that time. We arrested those people. It is my organization that actually conducts interrogation and interview. And they mention names. I mean, I can't come on air and start mentioning names of people that are presently in government now that I know. Presently in government. That the boys that we arrested mentioned. Some of them are governors now. Some of them are in the Senate. Some of them are in Aso Rock. The intention is to Islamize Nigeria and practice Sharia. And it doesn't matter if some people die. It doesn't matter if you're embarrassed. It doesn't matter if our economy has degenerated. Look at the interest rate. Look at the inflation rate. Look at the debt profile of Nigeria. They don't care. As long as at the end, the Quran is at the sea. So some people in this country have this mindset. And we must tell the truth. If you tell the truth, you die. If you don't tell it, you die. Some people have this mindset to Islamize the nation. And
of course, we will try more to cultivate that culture in our people, while at the same time bringing the Fulanis in one fold and try to arrest their traditional practice of moving from one place to the other. And that is very big, an uphill task. But I think we can communicate with them more, because to them they don't have borders from Cameroon to Nigeria.
But that's the thing, Excellency. How do we ensure that those who will be participating in this federal government largely funded program will be Nigerians?
In terms of the funding?
No, in terms of the
operations.
Operations. You said to bring in the Fulanis together. We have Fulanis from other countries.
The issue of misconception, I said there is a lot of mistrust and misconception with regards to the Fulani man. The Fulani man is a global or an African person. He moves from the Gambia, from Senegal, and his nationality is just a Fulani man. And as a person, I may have my relations in the Cameroon, but they are also Fulani men. I have relations because from the maternal side, I'm a Fulani man. And that is why we want to educate people. A Fulani man sees himself as a Bayelsan, as somebody coming from the Niger Delta, because he speaks the Niger Delta language, which you and I don't. And of course, we would have to just take this as part of our own heritage, something that is African, and that we cannot just close the border and say the Fulani man is just a Nigerian or this. No. In most cases, the crises are precipitated by those outside Nigeria. When there is a reprisal, it is not the Fulani man within Nigeria that causes it. It is that culture of getting revenge, which is embedded in the tradition of the Fulani man, that attracts reprisal from all over the
If I understand it, does that mean that those Fulani men who are maybe domiciled in other countries who move around, they can come into the country and this plan will accommodate them as well?
Yes, that's what we want to do. But it has to be done through sensitization, telling them you have to buy in the project. And you use the language, the culture is up to be able to convince them. Away from the mistrust where the whole system of transhumance or pastoralism is criminalized. Criminalization of pastoralism is the problem that we have with this project. And it requires people with passion who understand them and who they believe in, people like us from that part of the country, to say, yes, we have this. Because today there is no limit to the accusation that this and that has happened and it is the Fulani man who caused it. There is no tribe that is not...
Kò sí ibikíbi tó o bá kọ́lé ẹ̀ sí báyìí tó o bá ti parí lẹ́yìn wọn Fúlàní tán dà sí everywhere Nàìjíríà wọ́n á lọ tú wọ́n á túlẹ̀kù ẹ̀ wọ́n á tú gbogbo nǹkan wọ́n bá gọ̀ ọ̀kadà báyìí ìbọn wà ní ọ̀kadà wọn tó bá ń lọ báyìí tó ọ̀kadà wọn bá kọlu ẹnìkan gbogbo wọn á ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n á pa onímọ́tò yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni máa kú many things àwọn tán ni wọ́n kó wá tó sọ pé wọ́n fẹ́ arrest tradition wo ló arrest nínú wọn báyìí you give them guns you are the one Bala ìwọ gángan àti ọ̀gá ẹ̀ tó kú tó jẹ́ pé ọ̀run àpáàdì ló wà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí Buhari yẹn nígbà tí mò ń kó Nàìjíríà ń gbà mí lè gbàgbé wọn ní ṣé bàbá ẹ̀mí Ọlọ́run sọ fún mi pé mọ̀ ní pé àbáyé Nàìjíríà jẹ́ mo dẹ̀ sọ fún àwọn èèyàn gbà yẹn wọ́n fi tọ́ọ̀gì lé mi kiri mi ní gbàgbé ó mà ṣe wọ̀ Ọlọ́run.
Tribe that is not that you don't have this criminality in, but certainly the way and manner we do it is really exacerbating the crisis and the problems.
Will there be any form of documentation of all the people that will be,
yes, we are taking
that?
Oh yes, that is going to give Nigeria the opportunity to really have the best in terms of documentation in the demographics, because as I said, the Fulani man settles anywhere he can feed his cattle. And so if they are put in one place and they are made to understand that this is to save them and their animals,
so Nigeria
they are exposed to the vagaries of the forest and what is going on, cattle rustling, killings and what have you, and that's why it is important for them to understand that staying in one place is good. And of course, in terms of the best practice of carrying the meat, the cows and the lorries.
Let's stay with that security angle for a bit. Is there going to be, this plan going to be a fenced enclosure where anyone who comes in is secured, so there is no one that can just come in from anywhere else?
No. It is going to be a colony, and a colony does not require a fence.
You will understand the reason.
Prison.
You will understand the reason why people are concerned, because of all the security issues that have been happening over time. So if that's...
These forests are there anyway. If you don't occupy them and create a colony out of them, they create places for the criminals. Yeah. And today, that's why you have the Sambisa forest, because it is not being utilized.
But Your Excellency, much as yes, I mean, they're fantastic. We have met a lot of them who are Fulanis as well. But the concern too is, why should federal government use resources for this country to accommodate Fulani men who are not Nigerians?
You see, as I said, we are already accommodating them. Do you delineate and then really know who is not a Fulani man from Nigeria? They are all Nigerians, because I said their identity, their own citizenship is Nigerian, even though we have relations all over the world, all over Africa. And so, presumably they are Nigerians. I think you get me. That is the misunderstanding. They move from one place to the other, and they have relations, kith and kins in all the parts of the country, and even outside the country. So that is why our own population is fluid. You can certainly not say this is the population of Nigeria.
So this issue,
and of course, we will try more to cultivate that culture in our people.
But in the wake of a renewed onslaught by tireless military against Boko Haram and their ISWAP allies in recent times, the insurgents have apparently changed their strategy. They have started targeting Christians and Christian villages for a specific reason, which is to trigger a religious war and throw the nation into chaos. Apparently, they have realized how emotive and divisive religion can be when exploited by unscrupulous persons. Lest I am misunderstood, let me repeat. The insurgents who delude themselves as Muslims, whereas they are nothing more than bloodthirsty, rapacious killers who subscribe to no religion, have recently started targeting Christians with a view to sowing the seed of confusion and discord between the two great religions. This is not to say that they have stopped attacking Muslims, but they seem to now have a deliberate policy of attacking Christians. The attack on a Christian village, Korangulume, near Chibok, the killing of the chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria, the late Lawan Andimi, in Michika local government in Adamawa State, the killing of Roville Dacia Dalep, a student who was also a member of the Church of Christ in Nations, cousin, and the killing of 11 Christians on Christmas Eve fit into this new strategy. But in the wake of a renewed onslaught by tireless military against Boko.
So kill ẹ̀rí wo lẹ wá tún wá Amẹ́ríkà kí lẹ̀ ń dóde ọ̀dúndún yín ọmọ asọ̀dúndẹ̀rọ̀ màá tún padà wá o ẹni bá ní kí ẹ wá àmì tó mọ̀ wá ọjọ́ tẹ́tù bá tó tàpátá òòjọ́ náà báyìí lẹ wá ara rẹ̀ bàjẹ́ ó dàbọ̀.